Hello and welcome to The Story Pilgrim. Hong Kong! Once again, before we dive in, it would mean the world if you could share this podcast. Personal recommendations mean so much more. Like the podcast, rate it and review it. You would not believe how important all of that is. And if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, please do by going to our website, www.thestorypilgrim.com, and it's right there on the front page. Please and thank you. Now, Hong Kong, one of the most densely populated and economically developed territories in the world. Last time I was here, it was still a British colony, returned to China in 1997. It has a high degree of autonomy and maintains its own legal, political and financial systems. A vibrant culture, diverse cuisine and, of course, that iconic skyline. Let's discover this amazing city together. That is the sound of walking through the streets of Hong Kong at this time in the morning. It's not that early, it's 9 o'clock. It seems though Hong Kong is taking its time to wake up. I'm walking underneath a lot of scaffolding at the moment, which is bamboo. None of that steel or metal stuff. Solid bamboo, and it's all held together with not even rope. I don't even know what that is. It's just a cord. As I'm walking around Hong Kong, it is extremely familiar. You see names of things that you know. HSBC Bank, there's a sign there wishing everybody Merry Christmas. Canon, as I look around. But it's not familiar at all, because it's completely foreign to me. So it's really interesting that you have this sense of I know what this is, but then when you actually try and knuckle on down and figure out what it is, you're like, I'm not 100% sure about that now. So it really is you get this sense of belonging, but also being completely detached from it. So I'm in Kowloon Park. I'm not making those bird sounds up, those are actually the birds. It's the thing that impressed me as we were driving in and flying into Hong Kong is it's very mountainous here. It's very green. It's a very dry green, though it's like a musty green, and lots of different trees and vegetation. But I mean, this is literally 2-minute walk away from the hustle and bustle of Kowloon, and it's extremely peaceful and tranquil. And you can imagine what this place would have been like before. It's obviously been settled, and you have all the skyscrapers, and man has set its mark upon the area. You can already hear the cacophony of sounds that is Hong Kong, from the discord of nature to the pandemonium of the city. I wanted to make my way over to Hong Kong Island. I was staying on Kowloon. I had a couple of options, but I decided to take the underground.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. 一站金鐘，乘客可以轉乘港島線往柴灣，或者轉乘南港島線立東鐵線。左邊嘅車門將會打開。下一站金鐘，乘客可以換乘南港線前往柴灣，或是換乘南港島線或東。
So that was the journey from Tsimshihui to Admiralty. I'm probably absolutely murdering the pronunciation of that. But yeah, this is me taking the underground over, and we're going to head out now and see if we can find our way to the vehicular. The one thing that stands out for me so far as I'm walking around Hong Kong is how clean it is. It's very clean. I'm sat on this peak tram now to go up to the top of Victoria Peak, and it's spotless. It literally is. You could literally eat your dinner off the floor. But yeah, just generally walking around the streets so far, it is extremely clean. It's has a very welcoming sense to it, and a sense of pride coming from that. And we are off on the peak tram, and this is actually quite impressive. It's taken us up 400 meters. And I would say it's probably about a 45-degree angle. It's really steep. It's got various stops on the way, so we got McDonald Road, and then Barker Road, and then I think another stop on up to the peak. But it's moving it quite a lot. You can really feel it pulling its way up. Yeah, we're making our way up very steeply. It's really cool. Pronunciation. I can't even speak my own language. Oh dear. And actually it doesn't get better. I made it to the top of Victoria Peak, where I had some information to share. And I just put together a little bit of writing about Hong Kong, so basically nestled between lush hills and a bustling waterfront. Hong Kong's quite a dynamic metropolis where east meets west, creating a captivating blend of cultures, cuisines, and skyscrapers that just seem to defy gravity. They just seem to pop up out of nowhere. And obviously from the days of the British colonial rule to now its current status as a special administrative region of China. That's how it's this kind of title. Hong Kong, as well, it's seamlessly woven its historical tapestry, evident in the chaos of the markets, the temples, and then the neon street lights. It's got it all, really. It's the skyline is reminiscent of like a sci-fi utopia. It reflects resilience and ambition at the same time. And the locals seem quite relaxed here. It's got a unique blend of like efficiency and just a laid-back charm. And of course, it's a financial hub, one of the major ones of the world, that sort of embodies a spirit of adaptability, and sort of wants to prepare to reinvent itself. It's a fascinating place. It's vibrant. It's definitely a destination that should be on everybody's list at one point, because it's just ever evolving masterpiece of architecture. So yeah, that's my little blurb about Hong Kong. I'm feeling like, as I'm travelling, I love it. It's in my actual bones. It's in my blood, and I can't stop doing it. That's why I'm out there doing it. But there's also a sense of feeling of unsettledness that comes with that, and that's both. That's more in the process of doing it. It's kind of shaking things up a bit. You just feel different, or like putting yourself in a position like I'm in at the moment, in a place that I've been to before. But you come into a foreign country where I don't speak the language, and just shaking it up a little bit. It takes me out of my comfort zone, and I like that in a way. I've spoken about the spontaneity in my life. That I like that spontaneity, and I think the reason why I like that spontaneity is the unsettledness. And my job as an actor, my career as an actor, is very unsettled because there's not much security in it. So I'm kind of going to twist around on that. I don't know how much there is to say about that, but yeah, there's that feeling of difference, of being a little bit unsettled, a little not sure, but I'm going to do it anyway, taking me out of my comfort zone. Unsettled. That may change, making people uncertain about what might happen. The theme for the day? Well, probably for my life, actually. We'll delve into that more later on. In the meantime, I was about to embark on my walk around Victoria Peak. This little trail that I'm following around the peak of Victoria Peak is it's called Ludgard Road, and it is maintained by the Highways Department. I'm not quite sure what size of car you would get along here. You'd probably get Winnie Ripley would probably be able to drive along here slowly because it's quite thin, but I'd definitely be able to get the Mini down here. But looking on either side, it's just steep going down, it's steep going up, not quite at the top. I don't think there are tracks that can take you up there. Maybe there is, but it's just covered in trees, little bushes, and then you get the occasional opening of the canopies and you get a look down into Victoria Harbour and down into Hong Kong and across. So you get these wonderful views every now and again just popping out. It's much bigger than I remember as well, Hong Kong. There's a lot to it. It's very, very big. So I'm really, really enjoying it. And there's a little dog latrine. Your dog can have a pee there in a specific area rather than just peeing up against a tree. There's nice little information signs as you're walking along, and then there's one here for the butterflies in the peak, listing them all. There's a great Mormon, common grass yellow, dark brand bush brown, peacock pansy, large fawn, Ceylon blue glassy tiger, pale orlet, purple sapphire, tawny raja, and a tailed jay. Sounds like it could be a list of people on the next RuPaul's Drag Race. But yeah, they're all beautiful, all very, very different colours as well. There's quite a lot of blues in there. The pale orlet looks stunning. It's a beautiful day. Here I am in January. It's just been raining so much back at home. It's not super clear today. You can see, again, have a look at my blog, and you'll see some photographs up there of me walking around here. There's beautiful flowers as well. There's bright reds and deep blues, a few purples. But yeah, have a look at my blog and you'll see some photographs on there, and that'll give you an idea of like kind of what the vision is. There's a mist, but it's it's kind of not there, if you know what I mean. It's there, but it's not there. The Hong Kong pavetta, that's a shrub that grows in this region. Specific for this region, it grows to between 1 and 4 meters tall. White flowers. The flowers come out between March and August, so it's not flowering obviously at the moment. And they're quite dense. They're very like inflorescent. So they're that's very, very specific for this area. Another tree local to this area is the pond spice. They flower between May and June. Pale yellow flowers. Again, are clustered together throughout the dense leaves. Described as shy little girls. The flowers, which is quite cute. But they do attract. Those ones do really attract a lot of insects and bees in particular, and are quite common in the coastal areas. The pond spice. We have the persimmon-leaved litsea, or litsea. I think it's about 10 different types of litsea plants. They get essential oil from the seeds of the litsea plant, from the persimmon-leaved one that's known as pseudo persimmon. It's a smaller tree. It's sort of like in this area. The leaves can grow to be about 20 centimeters long. Again, flowers from November to June. They have like a pale yellow blossom, and the blossom's is very, very like refreshing fragrance. Then we got the Revisia. I'm probably saying the name of all these plants and trees wrong. That has like a greyish brown bark with quite deep fissures on it. That one is quite widely found in Asia. I'm looking down now into the harbour, and it's just magnificent. It's just skyscraper after skyscraper. The water, and then you go looking over the other side, and not as many skyscrapers on the other side. I mean, yeah, there's lots. I would say not so many. There's a lot of them. Over here on this side, on the Hong Kong island, it's obviously very, very compact. Everything's sort of thrown in together. But yeah, you look at all of these tower blocks, and they're obviously all apartment blocks, and then there's offices thrown in and out of it. But you think, wow, that's a lot of people down there who live in this area. It's thriving. It really gives you that sense of ambition and drive. Where I am now, you go straight out, and the tallest skyscraper I'm pretty much at the top, pretty much level with the top of the tallest, but it's probably about a mile away, I'm guessing. But as I'm all right. If I look down, I've got not vertigo at the moment, but if I sort of look straight across and imagine myself standing on top of that skyscraper, I get quite wobbly. It gives me quite a sense of like, oh, that's really high, and But when I'm here looking down the hillside, I'm like, no, it's fine. But kind of being out there is really, it's a bit shaky. It's very peaceful. You can hear the hum of the traffic. I can see the traffic down there moving away, but you're devoid of it. You are totally detached from it up here. You've got the shipping channels coming in and out, lots of ship of the major ports. It's very bustly, very busy. I mean, the airport is way off to the west from where I can't see the airport from where I am here. It's a bit of a drive away, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot to this town, this city. I'm just going to barely scratch the surface of this. This was turning out to be a wonderful walk, full of man-made structures, information, and nature. Now, talking of nature and nature calling, one thing I experienced in Hong Kong comes with a trigger warning. If you don't like talking about toilet affairs, and the business on the toilet, you may want to stop for the next 3 minutes, skip past it. Otherwise, here goes nothing. So one of the most impressive things that I've been impressed by here in Hong Kong is in my hotel room, specifically in the bathroom and the toilet. Now the toilet is, it's first of all, the seat is heated, so you sit down and it's nice, it's warm, which is really nice. And then next to the toilet here, there is a box, and it's got buttons on it. The first button, reading from left to right, is stop. Then there's rear cleansing, front cleansing, and dryer. Below it, there's a button that says oscillating. I haven't tried that yet. And then below it, there's a little thing with pressure, and it's on number 3 at the moment. So if you just press the rear cleansing, there it goes. So it's like it's cleansing, this nice warm water cleansing down there, and it just keeps going. I forget, you got to press stop to stop it. You think it would run for a bit, and you just get caught up in the moment, and you're like, just let that keep going for a bit. I wonder if you can change the pressure. There we go. Oh yeah, we're on 5 now. Yeah, we'll put it back down to 3. That's all right. So stop there. Yeah, now let's try the front. Front cleansing. Yep. How does it know how to aim? Try pressure. Yeah, it's aiming. It's got good aim. That's quite good. And then let's try the dryer. That's it's like windy down there. Yeah. I don't know if that kind of it just puts wind. I don't know if that's actually drying, but it's just wind. So it smells a bit weird as well. Do I press stop for that? Yeah, I do. So that's the one thing that is really impressive and makes you want to stay on the toilet even longer. Sorry about that, but it genuinely was an amazing toilet. Now I hear Japanese toilets are out of this world. Maybe that's for another episode. Anyway, back to outside and thinking about the theme for the trip. Thinking about being unsettled again. Here I am, as I said this morning, going through that experience of not 100% knowing where I'm going. I know where I want to get to, but not sure how I'm going to get there, and sort of trying to get through all of what I'm trying to say, not traverse. I guess traverse all of those, not obstacles, just figuring out how do I get onto the MTR and I pay for it and all those type of things. But then I have this moment now as I'm walking around Victoria Peak of feeling extremely settled. You can hear how kind of peaceful and tranquil it is, and there's a joy in that of being having those moments of I'm not sure, and then going, actually, it's all right. Looking off here to my left, there's loads of bamboo all in between the trees and stuff. It's very, very thick. I say the bamboo shoots are probably only about a centimetre wide, but there's so many of them, it's just so dense. yeah, that sense of kind of being, again, as I said, out the comfort zone, but then feeling very, very comfortable in that environment. And as I'm walking along here, you get that sense of, it's all right, it's okay. Now there's a leaflet here about bird watching in Hong Kong. They've got a list of birds that we might see. I've seen these already, and I think I've heard them. You might have heard them earlier. There's the Chinese bulbul, the blue magpie. I've seen both of those. Black-faced laughing thrush, black-throated laughing thrush, the Pekin robin. It's beautiful, very, very yellow and reds. Violet whistling thrush, jungle crow, the black kite, and a crested goshawk. Keep an eye out for all of those. A little viewing platform here. You can look out and get a view across the harbour there. You see the boats coming in and out. The port is extremely busy port. I'm walking underneath now a massive Indian rubber tree. It's huge, and it just has all these veins dropping down. It's kind of like it's reaching down to you and wants you to sort of like pull it up. These like aerial roots, they just hang down from the branches. They're there to just absorb water and nutrients from the air, and then eventually they'll grow into the soil. But it's massive. So I'm at the Pinewood Battery, which consists of the gun platform, command post, shelters, bunkers, a couple of gun platforms, a latrine. It's obviously all very abandoned, but it's been here for about 100 years. So it was built in the 1930s, and there's the battery here, and there's anti-aircraft gun positions here, and it was obviously very prominent during the Second World War with the invading Japanese army, so of November 1941. Some information here about the 8th of December 1941, 34 Japanese fighters and bombers attacked Kai Tak aerodrome and the British barracks at Sham Sui Po. And this was a stronghold. There's just a wild pig that's just walked out and is right next to me, and he's just scurrying. He's literally about 12 feet away from me. See if I can get a photo. He's coming down. There's a dog here. It's probably going to cause some problems. Yeah, the dog's after it. And he's off. He's off. He's gone. Had a little bit of the lady owner is like, "I told you no," and he's like, "I don't care." That was a little bit of action there. A wild pig being chased by a Labrador. That wild pig couldn't half run fast, and well he could, as I'm not sure what the Labrador would have done if he had caught him. I was having a delightful day up on Victoria Peak, as were many other people.
You can tell this is a very popular area for both tourists and locals to come out for a hike. It's very well signposted. It's very easy. Well, I say easy, it's got me out of breath there. The rocks, they kind of look fake. They kind of look like they've just come off a film set or something. They're not, they're real, but they kind of do. But then you come across like lovely little picnic areas or little areas to sit, little fitness areas, have little like push-up bars or steps for you to walk on. There was one with a foot massage, which basically was pebbles in the ground, and you were invited to take your shoes off and walk over the pebbles. Thinking about the unsettled again, and how I described about like once you do get into a place, or you get like as I'm walking now, you get the sense of like feeling and fitting in. That then you feel more settled, and then with that comes a little bit more confidence in myself, within oneself, but also then there's the sense of like of achievement, and being able to not necessarily like tick another box, but being quite comfortable in being able to say no, everything's working out fine, and I'm having another lovely day, and growing and learning from those experiences. So I think there is a lot to that, being the sense of being unsettled in a very good way, in helping to grow. Just a little tip: when you come up here, they will try and sell you a ticket for the Sky Tower. Just don't do that. Go up to the top and go up to the Galleria Mall, which is a little tiny mall up here. Go up to the Galleria Mall and you get the observation view up here, which is for free. So no need to pay for the Sky Tower because it's exactly the same view.
Travel tips from the Story Pilgrim. You're welcome. So many things to do and see in Hong Kong. Here is the next experience that I partook of that day.
So I have come down from Victoria Peak, and I am in Hong Kong Park, and in the park there is an aviary, the Edward Youde Aviary, and it's just basically an area of the park that is just covered in a giant net, huge giant net, and obviously it's an aviary, and has a lovely like treetop walk through with a stream running through it, as you can probably hear. So I'm back out again, going for a walk around Kowloon, and there's a whole underground system that you can go down and walk around. So heading towards the train station, Tim Sao Sui, and yeah, there's like travelators. It's all very, very well lit. Again, it's extremely clean. The people just wandering around. The use of face masks is very, very prominent here. You're pretty much in the minority if you're not wearing a face mask. But yeah, I was going to wander around, got directions from the hotel. There's all these different exits, and I want to go to B, J, K, L. I got on at P, and it's very, very structured in that there's like green arrows pointing you walk along this way and don't walk that way, so it gets a good flow going. But yeah, there's little shops down here. There's a little IKEA. That might be the smallest IKEA in the world. But yeah, it's all very, very well organised. And slowly becoming less unsettled by this travel journey. But still, it makes you sort of not decide, but gives you a bit more confidence in saying, yeah, come on then, I can give that a go. Because she was like, yeah, you can go underground. I was like, can I? Oh, okay. And it's very straightforward once you figure out where you need to get to. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So wandering around again. There's K11 Art Mall. Oh, that's quite nice. Oh, pop art. Oh, I might go in there on the way. Actually, no, come on, let's go in there now. I'm in no rush. Just a little mall. They really like their, I don't know what you call it, anime, Pokemon type of stuff. It's really quite cute. And they have these little patisseries everywhere with really cute, what's it called? Cakes. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, this Pop Mart, Sad Club, Mega Royal Molly. All these little cute little dolls and stuff that they have. There's all these minions. They really, really go for that. It's lovely. It's very sweet and innocent. You've got all these little things. Animals, the monsters, bunny. It's really cute. So it's about 6:30. In the evening, I am in Kowloon Park, and I've had an idea quite a while ago now, actually, about I don't know how long ago it was, about 6 years. Not 6 years. What I'm talking about? 6 months ago, about getting some signs made for the Story Pilgrim and going to various places and just sitting in a park or somewhere in the city or wherever I am with these signs and just seeing if people just want to stop and share stories. So I've had them made. I've just had them laminated here in Hong Kong, and it basically just says, do you speak English? Have a story to tell, stop and share, with the Story Pilgrim logo on it. Now this is very quiet, so I am not expecting anybody to stop and share, but I think what I'll do is I'll come out tomorrow and see if we get anybody. I'm just going to sit here for the next 10-15 minutes, see if anybody stops. Well, I've been sat here for about 20 minutes now, and not one person has stopped. It's quite interesting. This is going to be kind of like a little social experiment as well. Like a lot of people looking at the sign and then looking at me and looking at the sign, but not really like stopping. So that sort of ties into the unsettled, doesn't it, of what I was talking about earlier this morning, and not being comfortable or taking yourself out of that comfort zone. Because what would it do? What would it mean for you if you saw me and you had no idea who I was, sat on a park bench with this sign saying, do you have a story to tell? Do you speak English? Stop and share. A bit weird really, isn't it? But it is also, kind of a social experiment just to see who would actually do that, who would actually stop and share a story. You'd have to be a little bit extroverted, do you think, to do that, to sit down with a stranger and just start talking. It'd be interesting to see if it actually happens. I am intrigued by that little social experiment that I started there in Hong Kong. More of that to come. Also ties into our next episode of the Story Pilgrim, storytelling evenings from the Canal Cafe Theatre. I held storytelling evenings in Maida Vale a while ago. Next episode, I'll share a few of them with you. Hong Kong it is captivating. And again, I have barely scratched the surface. A blend of nature and humankind's exploits,
from towering trees to soaring skyscrapers. Hong Kong has it all, even a Disneyland, which I gave a miss. I'll be back for sure. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to like it, review it, rate it, and share it. The Story Pilgrim was written and produced by me, Darren Hill. The amazing Anya Becker wrote and played the music on Sean the Harp. Please, find us on social media, search The Story Pilgrim. Until next time, stay safe, keep listening, and buen camino.